Hey everybody, I'm Vince Miller. Welcome to the Daily. Right here, we just study the Bible a few verses at a time, making our way through the entire Bible, by the way, over 23 years. I'm excited about that. Make sure and pick up your scripture journal on the book of Judges today so you can follow along with me. It's a great way to write down your confessions, your convictions, chronicle your journey like I have here, underline, circle verses, things like that. This is a great tool to come back to time and time again. You can set them on your shelf, pull them off, refer back to what we learned together at that moment in time in history. Our text today is Judges chapter 7, verses 23 all the way down to the end of the chapter, verse 25. And the men of Israel were called out from Naphtali and from Asher and from all Manasseh, and they pursued after Midian. Gideon sent messengers throughout all the hill country of Ephraim, saying, "Come down against the Midianites and capture the waters against them as far as Beth-barah and also the Jordan." So all the men of Ephraim were called out, and they captured the waters as far as Beth-barah and also the Jordan, and they captured the two princes of Midian, Oreb and Zeeb. They killed Oreb at the rock of Oreb, and Zeeb they killed at the winepress of Zeeb. They pursued Midian, and they brought the heads of Oreb and Zeeb to Gideon across the Jordan. So here's what's happening in this moment. The enemy is on the run. The chaos that God created that night in the Midianite camp is scattering them. Some of them have died, but Gideon knows the job isn't done. If they stop right now, the Midianites could merely regroup and then return with more vengeance. And he knows that. So Gideon calls in reinforcements now from Israel, Naphtali, Asher, Manasseh, and Ephraim. And he's calling them to cut off any kind of escape route and secure the waters by the Jordan. The mission is very clear. Don't just win one battle. Eliminate the threat altogether. Is actually what they should have done hundreds of years ago, right? Now, the pursuit ends with the capture of the death of the two Midianite princes and then a decisive blow against this entire enemy. Now let's relate this to our own spiritual battles. You know, in our spiritual battles, the first breakthrough is usually just the beginning of the battle. Now, God may win a decisive moment as we face our battles, but he still wants us to follow through, to pursue and cut off any possible retreat, to finish what he divinely started in our lives. So the point is to not celebrate too soon and then let your guard down in a spiritual battle. It's good to experience that breakthrough moment from one sin, but if you don't build new habits of holiness, you're going to let that same enemy back into your camp. And that enemy is going to come back with a vengeance. So you have to make a bold stand for your faith. And do not stop short of complete and total obedience, destroying the threat of that enemy. You know, finishing well means staying engaged until the enemy has no foothold in your life left. In your life, that might mean following up a spiritual victory with maybe accountability with a brother or a sister in faith, or continued prayer day after day, or continued scripture intake, which is exactly why I read the scripture every day right here. It means cutting off lingering access points for any temptation in regard to that sin. You know, God doesn't just want to give you a taste of freedom in life and just one victory. He wants you to walk in freedom completely every day around the land and the territory that he has given you. I hope you've loved this chapter. This has been a great one, all right? Go back and read it again if you want. I love you. If this has blessed you, share this with someone else, and I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.